Hey guys.
We're back.
So the difference between the last recording and this one is far shorter than the distance between...
How long has it been? A couple days?
It's been a couple days, as opposed to the first one and the second one, which was...
2 months.
Like 2 months? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So Josh wanted to get the ball rolling so that he could continue off camera play.
And I also wanted to get the ball rolling so that we could finish this game as fast as possible, because I think I've pointed this out, but this is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which is Monster Hunter Double Cross in Japan. This is a G game, which means that there are 3 modes of play in this game: low rank, high rank, and G. We're still in low rank. We're in low rank. And yes, most of this is setting us up for basically once we get to a certain point where we're just walking speed as opposed to crawling speed, we can just rush through the rest of the game and then continue just to fight things and have conversations over it. But I still feel like maybe we're moving a little too slow. So I went ahead and did some grinding off screen, which is something I said I was going to do anyway.
But he will not go into something that will trigger a cutscene or give us spoilers.
So I feel like we need to finish getting through a lot of this to the point where we can finally start that run.
Yeah.
So this is my attempt at speeding that along. So these are the equipment sets that I have right now. I set them up. These first 3 we had the last time. And everything after that is a set that we now have that we didn't have at the time. And
this is kind of going to take the place of us looking in the shop at things, I'm thinking.
Eventually we're going to go in and we're going to look back in the shop if
when we get new stuff. But we're not going to go
right now.
in depth. I know I personally will be like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see this, I want to see this. It's now we'll do this.
Well, this is easy. This is Arzuros. This is the bear.
I feel like she needs a little more pant. The skirt is nice.
Yeah, actually, with this one, if you take off the just the waist piece, it becomes obvious that that's just straight up a skirt.
Yeah, and it's a nice skirt.
A skirt.
I feel like they could have done something more under it. It feels like the cutoff is a little too high.
I feel like it's higher in the back than it is in the front,
which is weird. You'd expect it the other way around. Which is kind of strange,
but it could be that the size of the skirt is the same all around, and then it's just she got more space in the front than the back, I guess. And yeah, she's kind of propped herself up on one leg instead of 2. Yeah, this is the Arzuros set though. It's very old-fashioned, kind of woodsy Japanese, which is fine. I like it. It looks good. This is actually the set that we have that has the highest defense on it currently. It's helped by the fact that sword on her back gives you plus 10 defense. This is the Defender, by the way. I did some of the great swords too.
Yeah.
So you'll see those as I'm switching through things. A lot of them just have the the iron blade, which is I think one that we had earlier. But the Defender is one of the ones that we have now, which is just plus 10 to defense.
I think
on top of having high attack.
Bugs me with the Arzuros, the skirt area, is that it looks like it's just a dress. The way it's cut, the way the level of it is, it looks like it literally is not armor. And it's it needs something sticking off the sides, or maybe some more plating on the thighs, something so it looks less like clothes and more like armor.
I totally agree. I'm willing to bet, by the way, that the male equivalent of this is probably pants.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, probably. Maybe if, she's got that one armband, if they gave her one leg band, it would look like a garter, but it almost looks like armor chunks.
So then we have Jaggy.
There we go.
This is the Jaggy male. There's actually no pants underneath this.
Yeah, that's fine, because you're supposed to have the waist with it. And I like that it looks like a military coat. This is a very nice little style.
Yeah, this is yet another, though, piece of armor that is basically just, it's shorts and then thigh highs underneath it, which is an issue that we talked about in the last episode, I think.
This one looks like a coat when you get it all together.
Yes, and I really like the hat on this one. The hat on this one's really good.
I would wear that in real life.
That's actually an amazing hat.
I would wear that in real life, and people would ask me about it, and I'd be like, well, I was fighting in the dinosaur war.
And the dinosaur war. But it's not a very realistic piece of armor, but it's fine.
The actual dinosaur war vets would get on me for stealing their valor.
Yeah, don't steal dinosaur war vet valor.
Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should, put, one of those bright orange twist ties on it so that you know that it's fake. Like they do for guns at conventions.
Yeah, or something, anyway.
Yeah.
So then we have the Macau armor, which I think we've seen most of.
Yes.
But I think I didn't have the waist piece at the time.
So she looked like she was just wearing
Yeah.
panties and thigh highs.
Yeah. So
And
this,
you can
this
still
is the full
see it.
version. Yeah, it's still open in the front.
But the fact that it's open just in a little bit of the front is actually kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like if she's moving, you see flashes of thigh, but it's not like she's just got her thighs out all the time. Like, that's an
Yes.
interesting composition
It's
for
a little
the design.
piratey too, which I kind of
yeah.
like.
It's fun.
And something that I noticed, so these are the just Macau braces, like on the
Mm-hmm.
arms. They're made of Macau hide, scale, and vines. And you
That's
can
kinda cute.
see all of those.
Yeah, it's nice.
And,
the detail of the texture gets a little blurry when you zoom
Well,
too
yeah,
far.
because it's like a 3DS port, but
Yeah.
like still. Something that I really thought was interesting, though, and I didn't notice it prior to, was that the Macau stuff actually has tiered equipment within low rank. So the Macau gauntlets actually have a bigger version called the Macau braces.
Huh.
And same with the pants, if I can find the right one. Hold on. It's just for their pants and their arms though.
Oh, I like those.
So you can
Does that
see
give
it
her
when
a
we
skirt?
come in here. What was that?
Yeah, it goes from hot pants
Yeah,
to
it goes
a
from
little
hot
pleated
pants to a
skirt.
little
I
skirt.
like that one better.
It's the stats are way
I like
better.
those leg warmers.
Yeah, the stats are way better on these, and their skills I think are for vaulting, which is just you do more damage with jumping attacks, which
right,
makes
like
sense
the Macau
with
does
the
a
Macau.
little kangaroo tail
Yeah,
thing.
because it's supposed to be that the arms and the legs take great Macau stuff to make, and the rest of it just takes normal Macau stuff to make. This is
That's
not like
neat.
great Macau armor, it's still Macau armor, but the arms and legs are different, because with the great Macau, the arms and legs are different from, a normal Macau.
Because it's big.
Yeah, and then she gets bigger armor plating, it's no longer a vine holding a skin together. Like, just overall, yeah, I actually like this more. It looks better.
And it kind of works thematically for like, oh, you're some kind of pirate captain lady. She's got the big fancy coat, but then when she like puts her leg up on a barrel to drink her rum or whatever, it's like flash a leg, but only then.
Ah.
Then she puts
Or
it down
something.
and like boards your ship.
Yeah. After that, we got Yukumo, which I believe we did show off
Yep.
in one of the last episodes. That's a great sword for the Yukumo, by the way. It's designed to look like a tree saw.
Neat.
You can see it. It's got the teeth on it and everything.
Yeah. There was something that after our last session you pointed out where you
Yes.
assumed that the Yukimo armor had gathering, and we actually had some other thing that gave
Okay,
us that.
so I should point that out. Every one of these sets has gathering because the bishop talisman that we're wearing right now has gathering +10. So actually, what this gave us was critical eye.
Okay.
And then Macau has like stamina thief. Jaggy has attack up. Arzuros has defense up and honey hunter, which means that every time you go in and take honey from a gathering point, you have a greater chance of getting more honey from it.
And attack down, because that's a thing
Because
that can
defense up and attack down, yes. And
balanced.
because this is an early Monster Hunter game, this is a traditional Monster Hunter game instead of World, you do have negative points. And because this set works the way that it does, it gives you higher defense, but it does take some of your attack, yeah. It's about 5 points in either direction. But defense up S plus the defensive sword does give us 96 defense.
Okay. That's
Which is pretty good compared to some of the other ones being like 30 or 40. So then we have the hunter's armor. Unfortunately, we did not get the hunting armor. The hunter's armor is traditional armor, and the hunting armor is the Kokoto armor, like the village-specific armor. The hunter armor, which is the one we're wearing now, is based on the hunting armor, though.
Okay.
Very confusing.
Slightly.
But yeah, it's just supposed to be all-purpose generic general armor
The
for hunters.
headpiece doesn't really fit well with her bangs. Like, they're redundant to each other. That would look great
Little bit.
on someone with, like, maybe more hair up top. Something different going on with the bangs.
I actually like this armor on her, though. I think it's fine.
Okay,
and
I'm thinking in terms of lines and forms, you know?
No,
It's
I
art
know.
stuff.
I know what you mean. I think it's fine on her, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do like the idea of it's just like a plate for the eyes, but it's got 2 little spikes on it. And it's just like, oh, it's actually nice. I like the aesthetic of that.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. A lot of fur and a lot of other things going on. A lot of this stuff, by the way, is like full of fur because it's early game stuff.
It's caveman
stuff. Yeah, so a lot of it has like some very particular fur patterns and stuff going on. After that, we got Gaia Prey. I've been busy, by the way. you can see like there was a whole nother page there. So yeah, Gaia Prey is really, really nice. This is the Gaia Prey sword as well.
Are those retractable spikes?
Yes. They're supposed to look like teeth. When you pull that thing out, the teeth on it do jut out of the blade, so it gets significantly larger when you're wielding it as opposed to when it's on your back.
That's really neat when they do that.
It's something they do with greatswords after a certain point. Like, they just start building bigger greatswords, but it has to be the same size on your back, so it's always like, it's a greatsword with moving parts, and it's like, oh, that's weird, but okay.
Telescopic sword.
Yeah.
I like
this is like a military outfit as well. There's no pants on it, which I kind of don't like. I do like the idea of just the leg armor bits, but the actual, like, no pants.
If the weird bloomers under there looked less like underwear, I think I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, and yes, she's wearing a cute little hat, and she's got, like, the arm guard and the face guard and everything going on.
Yeah,
it feels like incomplete armor to me.
I'm not, like, big on military stuff, except for the uniforms like this.
Yeah, which tend to look pretty nice.
Yeah, like, a lot of military aesthetic is like, I grew up with, like, a military dad on a military base. It's like, oh, that's normal at best and annoyingly daddish at worst for me. So it's like, no, don't like any of that. But then you show me, like, these weird anime school uniform kind of military uniforms, like you would get in, like, Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I love those.
That stuff's really nice. So this, by the way, the greatsword has ice elemental on it. This has a lot of ice resistance. It also has negative bind, which means that you can't be held down by monsters anymore.
Nice.
But you do have a double weakness to sleep.
Oh.
So if something hits you with sleep, you are going down, like, immediately.
Oh, wow.
This is in direct opposition to the Velociprey, which is almost identical but blue instead of white.
I like these colors better.
The sword is the Velociprey sword as well, instead of the Gaia Prey sword. They're identical, except one's blue and one's white. Yeah, I do like the colors. They're a little bit warmer. They look a little bit nicer, honestly. And the abilities on that are half stun, so you take half of a stun instead, but double paralysis.
Weird that stun and paralysis are different things.
Yeah, kinda. Stun is where you get stunned and you're standing, but you're staggered, and then paralysis is where you get hit and then you hit the ground.
They're still
and you're stuck on the
functionally
ground
the same.
until you come back.
Whatever.
It's sort of. It's Monster Hunter kind of treats them different, which is, I don't know, nice sometimes. This is the Boldrome stuff.
Everything here is a great accessory. Where's the outfit under them? Just give her, like, a nice set of, like, stitched up hide pants.
I think we noticed when I was originally showing this to you, that belt is covering less than anything because there's, like, literal underwear underneath it. I'm not even going to pull the belt off. I'm just going to tell you, there's
it's like
more skin underneath this, even. It really does look like she's almost completely naked. It's basically a thong underneath it.
I don't
and it's
know,
just like, why?
I don't know how the shape of the fur top is supposed to support itself.
The hair is so nice.
Yeah, can I see the top? Okay, so it's basically just a crop top made out of fur, but it's like, it's designed in a way where it's like, I'm not completely sure how that stays on.
It looks almost completely painted on.
Yeah, like, it doesn't look like it anchors to anything or straps to itself well. Like, it's tied in the sides with like a little bit of leather or something, but like, it looks like it shouldn't maintain that shape with the material it should be made out.
This is one of the ones where we can get more goth, but honestly, because of how little material there is, I feel like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Also, it's not quite the same color as her hair, and it bothers me.
Yeah, her hair's a little blue, but not like that. But that is a great headpiece. I love it.
It's a really amazing
headpiece. If you made
it
black and then paired it with other armor, it would probably look pretty good.
Yeah. After that, we have the Mofu Mofu, which is
comfy
just
as hell.
It's just the village armor for the cold ice village.
Yeah. Can I see the detailing on those shoes?
Probably.
All the way down.
That's as far as it'll go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's got little spikes.
Yep.
For walking in the snow. Yeah. I thought I saw some cleats down there.
Yep, these actually look really nice. They look a little bit better if I take the weapon off, and you can see some of the other stuff
going on. She's got a bunch of other
little
things.
ice pick in the back. She's got a backpack and a hit pack. She's got a ton of stuff going on.
So her carving knife for cutting up a monster is an ice pick.
Well, it looks like this, but if you actually use it, it doesn't change the carving knife, which is annoying. I don't like that happens, but that's an older Monster Hunter thing. It's just they don't want to change some of the animations. Mm-hmm. We got Lock-Lack after that, which is just it. Is
that not the burner?
So okay.
Hat?
The hat is the Burna hat and the gloves are the Burna gloves because Lock-Lack is just torso, legs, and waist. And the Burna stuff looks best on it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Lock-Lack is armor intended for carrying things, though. Because as you can see, it gives you Pro Transporter.
Okay.
It's kind of like in Monster Hunter World when we had the head for the big bird.
Yeah.
And then I should point out that Mofu is Cancel Cold.
Yeah.
And Boldrum was Attack S, Adrenaline +1, and Demonic Blessing.
Demonic Blessing?
Adrenaline +1 gives you higher attack and defense when your life goes down, when your HP is low. Attack Up is obvious. Demonic Blessing is actually a negative. It is the negative of protection or angelic blessing. So when you get hit, you have a chance to take more damage suddenly. It's like giving the monsters a critical hit.
It's because Boldrum armor has no actual armor on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the look of the Lock-Lack. Again, it doesn't look like armor, but if it's meant for
clothing,
carrying,
honestly.
like that actually makes sense.
Yeah, and she's wearing pants. Like this is one of the ones where it's like, well, they're shorts, but honestly, they're more pants than anything else.
Yeah, and it all looks nice. I like that magenta.
It looks super nice.
Yeah, I like all of this.
Yeah, it's really nice armor on.
I would wear those shoes. They look comfy.
The last two are Banabra.
Hell yes! Oh, it's like kind of almost chaps on the side down there. I mean, are those just really high boots, or do they connect?
They do not connect.
Okay,
those boots
really
go
high
all
boots.
the way up, and then they just sit at the top.
Okay, so it's not garters. It is just super high boots.
I think, and it only occurred to me once I had made it, that I think she's supposed to maybe look like a show magician.
A little bit.
Like, it kind of looks like it. Wherein you've got, like, the magician's assistant or the show magician, like, typical traditional female show magician stuff, has, like, almost no legs. Like, to it. Like, it ends in like,
yeah, like, so she's
usually.
she's almost like a chorus line girl.
Yeah, kind
of.
of.
For the occult.
Honestly, I'd prefer it if it had pants.
I think,
to be honest.
There's also you didn't get any of the gunner stuff because we're not going to be gunners.
No, yeah.
The Banabra gunner stuff has a fuller skirt to it that looks really nice.
It makes you look like a maid instead.
Yeah, and like, it's like nothing's necessarily wrong with that skirt on its own, but combined with the legs, it's not even about how much skin it shows, it's the shaping of it.
Well, if we're talking about the legs also for the gunner version, the boots actually go up to lower than your knee, and the pants are the exact same, by which I mean it's basically nothing. Okay,
but what I was trying to say, if you stop turning her and kind of focus on her thighs, weird as that sounds, so it's creating, face on please, like it's creating a line here where there's a diagonal where the boot goes up only on the outside, but then the fringe of the skirt kind of fills that place. They look like they kind of are meant to connect, but that they're never going to connect exactly, and that's annoying.
Yeah, a little bit.
If they had like flattened the cut of these boots or made the front part of the skirt more full, I think that would make it look better, even if it was more revealing.
There's also a bow in the back that makes it look like a
I love
giant
that bow.
butterfly. It's amazing.
That's so good.
And then after this, we actually have the Vespoid armor. So I should point out first, right? Banabra is razor sharp, which means that you have to sharpen your weapon less. But you get fire resistance -20, which brings the fire resistance of the armor, the full fire resistance, down to -30.
Oh boy. Yeah, Banabras are bugs. Bugs weak to fire. That makes sense.
After that, we have Vespoid, which has quick sheathing, and just general after that. Yeah. That's it.
Vespoid is the one that's different for male and female, right?
Vespoid is different for a lot of things. Like Vespoid...
This doesn't even look like the ones in World.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? So Vespoid, this... first of all, I want to point this out because I got confused as fuck by this. That is an emblem. It's the same color as her skin.
Okay,
It bothered me for a while until I realized what that was. And I was like, oh, okay,
I hadn't even noticed it until you pointed it out.
Because it looks really bad from a distance.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Vespoid stuff. It also has more of a bow in the back, but you can't see it because her hair's covering it.
Yeah.
That is also a butterfly bow. But it looks really, really nice. What I noticed is that I'm sure male and female is completely different. Mm-hmm. But also, and I just have one piece of it, so I'll just show you one piece to give you an idea here. The Gunner and the Blade Master are also unbelievably different.
Okay.
This is the hat for the Gunner piece. And it's like, they're way different.
Yeah, so what I remember is that the stuff you get from Vespoid armor, I believe it's Vespoids and King Beetles, but like there's a bug armor in World.
Oh, that's a different armor set.
Okay.
It's like it's just like insect armor.
All right. But it's like for men it looks like almost like a Power Ranger villain, and then for the women it's like flowers and shit.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing that, aren't they?
Yeah, so both of our cats, by the way, have bear armor on.
Nice.
Like,
Cat
I just wanted to point that out one too. Yeah, they both got just cat bear armor.
And we're still using Ranger 2 and Sun Snug?
Yep, those are still Ranger 2 and Sun Snug.
Do you want to do some swapping around? Because we have other options for cats.
We can do that, but I'd rather level the other guys up off screen, so I might start doing that at some point after this recording.
Like, we want to vary it up occasionally.
Really quickly, I just wanted to point out what I mean even more, like for the Vespoid. Yeah, I can't find it. There it is. So this is the Vespoid male. This is the just the torso piece. Mm-hmm. And then this is the like Gunner version.
Oh yeah, that kind of looks like the one from World I'm thinking of.
Like completely different though.
So weird.
They are like night and day. It is so extreme.
It's also weird that the Gunner version is the less feminine one.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that either.
Yeah, because usually the Gunner stuff is slightly more cutesy.
Defender, by the way, that's the great sword that we had that you saw some of. We also have, just pointing them out, Petrified Blade still, Iron Sword.
You're just trying to get everything, right?
Yeah, Bone Cleaver.
That's Jaggy?
That's actually just Bone, but you need Jaggy to upgrade it.
Okay.
So, there's the Azure Serpent Blade, which is Velociprey, the White Serpent Blade, which is Giaprey, the Ludroth Bone Sword, which there's one. Yeah, we've run into Ludroth once, and I went back and I ground them. You get 2 at a time in the misty area. Oh. They're sitting in one water area.
Did we see them on screen?
I don't know, but we'll go back and see them.
Yeah,
I have no problem going in there. And let's see, what's the other one? Yukumo Blade. And then we have the Defender, like I said. And while I was fishing at one point, I caught a very special fish.
Ooh.
It's called the Spear Tuna. The Spear Tuna is super important to greatsword users because it's a greatsword. You catch Spear Tuna, and then you can just make the Spear Tuna greatsword. And it takes more Spear Tuna to upgrade.
That makes sense. Just slap more tuna together.
Yeah,
just
basically.
tie them together.
It's actually a really good sword in every single Monster Hunter.
Multiple types of tuna.
Yeah,
and some
you just
snow
need to
freeze
keep
them.
picking up tuna. The first one takes ice crystals to make as well, yeah.
So that's everything.
So that's everything. Now we can actually go in here and we can start hunting real quick. So what I want to point out is that I also ran into some Rhenoplos, and I just want to do this mission really quickly to kind of good. Show it off real fast. Because I realized that they were there. I clicked it once and then was like, you know what? I'll just do this first and foremost because we haven't seen them in this playthrough yet. Mm-hmm. So I figure it's for the best if I actually show them off because I accidentally did the mission, so I may as well do it. You don't get a cutscene.
Okay.
They're just a monster. It doesn't really matter.
Rhenoplos are an herbivore.
Yeah, they're an herbivore that is typically considered to be a minion monster.
What are they a minion to?
They are not a minion to anything. They're considered a minion because they're a lesser aggressive monster.
Oh, okay.
Because unlike some
There's no great Rhenoplos.
Yeah, because you do have herbivores, and then sometimes you can get herbivores that are aggressive, but they're typically aggressive based on situational stuff. Rhenoplos are always aggressive.
The idea is they're like rhinos. They've got terrible vision, and anything moving that they can't identify as one of their own is a threat.
Here they are. They're
kind of cute.
Yeah, they're pretty adorable.
Tricera ankylosaurs.
Very armored, like extremely armored.
So in Tri, and I'm assuming that they haven't changed the armor. For females, the armor came out as a pink bear or cat. And yes. I think for the males, it was like you were two different kinds of robots. One of them was like a stove, and one of them was some other
I think one of them was supposed to look like a diving bell.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was it.
It kind of looked like a stove at the same time, though. Like it was that weird
like a cast
proto
iron
armor
stove
that you get like a cowboy making in his garage, where it's literally like, I just welded the stove onto my body. Now the sheriff can't shoot me dead.
Yeah. From
like that kind of.
From like that sort of cowboy steampunk kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
The Wild Wild West kind of
thing. It really
thing.
does just come out looking like a diving suit, though.
Yeah, but like it was very solid armor. I clung to it for a while and tried, and it was serviceable up until a point.
Well, the issue with it is that it's actually really, really good. Like, to the point of, I think you can ride that armor in games like this, like just traditional games. Sometimes you'll run into armor in low rank that you can ride until you get to almost high rank, and it's fine. And I think Rhenoplos armor is one of those kinds of armors. So we probably won't ride Rhenoplos armor all the way up until like high rank or something like that, but we might come close. There's a pretty good chance.
I think I was Rhenoplos from the moment I could be until Raytheon.
Yeah, Raytheon armor tends to be like generally better armor just in terms of defense and skills as well.
And it's a ball gown, so it was nice.
Oh yeah, it looks better. Yeah.
But like once I had gotten that far, it's like you probably aren't gonna beat your first Rathalos in Rhenoplos armor unless you're like really cautious.
I mean, you might, but yeah.
You probably could. I definitely couldn't. But I was running around looking like a big pink bear with a switch axe, just sort of swinging around, and it was cute.
Well, the Argyros, which is what we're wearing right now, is heavily defensive, but I think even it is like nowhere near as defensive as Rhenoplos.
Yeah, I mean, look at these guys. They're all plating. I remember them being bigger, though.
Yeah, they feel like they're not quite as big, but I don't know.
Like, they're not huge.
I think they are, though. I think this is the proper size for them.
I remember them being a little stockier. A little crustier.
I don't know. And you were asking, like, well, are there bigger versions of the Rhenoplos that they would be following around? And it's like, the answer's no, but it's important to remember that there are tons of herbivores that are big monsters in this game. It does happen where you will get something that's like the equivalent of a Rathalos in terms of aggression and power and skill and fight, but it's an herbivore. And when that happens, it's a little scarier than, otherwise. Diablos is a good example.
Cactus.
Yes. Diablos is an herbivore. Let's see. Barioth, I want to say, is an insectivore. Not quite the same.
Barroth?
Barroth, sorry.
Barioth is like a panther.
Yeah, Barioth is actually carnivorous. But Barroth is an insectivore. So it goes after bugs, which isn't quite the same as being an herbivore, but it doesn't eat anything big.
It's not going to hurt you unless it thinks you're a threat, as opposed to hurting you because you're tasty.
And because this is older Monster Hunter style, like traditional games, you're going to get other monsters that are straight up herbivores that you look at it and you go, oh dear lord. Like, that thing is going to murder me. And it's not even like a meat-eating monster. You might literally get something that subsists entirely off of trees. And it'll just show up and wreck you. And it's like, oh no, I'm being beaten up by a cow. There are a handful of herbivores that are...
got new guild card
Elder
titles.
Dragons, too, I want to say. Like, Elder Dragon herbivores exist as well.
Weird.
Also, Orvers. I don't know what to call those. Like the Uragon who seems
Petrovores?
to just eat stones.
Is that a word?
Maybe.
Lithivores?
Maybe lithivores, yeah.